It's that time of the year again. The sun is shining and the birds are singing. It's the best time to learn how to make your Cuban bread to impress your friends this summer with some sandwiches straight from Miami. This recipe is from Joshua Weissman's cookbook and is one of the best that I've tried so far. Enough said, let's start cooking. Like almost whenever baking bread, we need to resurrect the yeast like it's Jesus, adding in 310 milliliters of warm water and 10 grams of instant dry yeast, and we let it sit for 10 minutes covered. Now we'll mix the dry ingredients, adding 500 grams of flour, 13 grams of sugar, and 12 grams of fine sea salt. When everything is nicely combined, we'll slowly add the yeast mixture and the fat of choice. Originally, they use lard, but you can use butter or margarine for a vegan option. We'll mix this dough for around 3 to 5 minutes. We'll let it relax for 45 minutes or until doubled in size in a greased bowl. You can also use your oven on the lowest setting to accelerate the proofing. Punch down the dough violently to express all your anger and despise for the world. Then contemplate your actions. Then divide the dough into 2 equal parts. Shape them into logs and pinch the seam, keeping in mind to bake them with the seam down so you have a nice looking bread. Apply pressure at the ends when rolling to achieve some crunchy bits at the end after baking. Let the loaf proof for 30 minutes. Now for the somewhat tricky part, we will have to add some steam in our oven so our bread will remain hydrated while baking. This will result in a bread that is shiny on the outside once it is done baking. To do this, you can just put water in an oven safe container and add it while the oven is warming up to 200 degrees Celsius, then let it sit at the baking temperature for around 30 minutes. Before putting the bread in, cut the length with a very sharp knife and bake at 200 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. Then take the container out, reduce the heat to 190 degrees Celsius and bake for 22 minutes or until lightly brown. If you got to here, just enjoy this sexy bread with me and make sure to try this recipe. I will for sure make a video on how to do the Cuban sandwich this summer. Until then, keep spreading those kitchen smiles and happy cooking.